Yo, what's going on, guys? Turner here, and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm wearing a strap. This strap does not belong to me. It belongs to my grandfather. This is, in fact, a guitar strap with the Ernie Ball logo. Let's see, here's the thing. Please excuse the mess behind me. As you can see, this is not my case right here. I borrowed this guitar strictly so I could basically do a slight review of it. I'm not gonna tear this thing apart like Trogley does or anything. Got my lucky blue pick. Haven't played with one of those in a while. It's got the three-way toggle switch. This is a 2018 Gibson Les Paul Studio. This thing's a beaut right here. I love this guitar. It's got the tone pots. I mostly play with distortion on this thing. This thing sounds amazing. I love this thing. It sounds a little bit better than my Gibson Epic. Or Gibson. Oop. Well, good thing I didn't hit anything, huh? But my Gibson Epic. The difference between this and any normal Les Paul is this. It's a set neck instead of a bolt-on. Actually, from the looks of it here, Gibson actually did a really good job with the way they did their lacquer and paint right here. See, you can actually tell that the neck is actually separate from the guitar, but on this side it actually looks like it's all one piece, like all of it was just carved out all together, which is really cool. And you can see it's got more than one piece just in the whole thing itself, and this thing's just amazing. I'm gonna plug it up and let y'all hear it. I love the distortion this thing puts out through my Raven. Right now I don't have my Fender amp. I'm not running my twin amp system like I usually do, but just gonna play this thing, running it like normal. Matter of fact, the song Missing My Girl was actually composed originally on this guitar, but I recorded it with the Les Paul Jr. Fun fact. So yeah, let's get to this guitar. Listen to that. Matter of fact, my favorite thing to do is, fun fact about Gibson, if you turn the top knob down, you don't have to bring it all the way, you don't have to set it in the middle. Oh, I love that. But that can actually ruin your switch, so I'm not going to do that. Here's something. Just accidentally knocked over my guitar stand. Oh well. I'm not using the guitar stand because whenever I get done with this, I'm putting it back in the case. More protection. Dang this thing. I love this guitar. Bridge. Both tone pots. Bottom. Bridge. Single coil with the humbucker. Sounds a little different. Top. I'm gonna try and angle this where y'all can actually see the guitar more. And then without the tone. This is not as deep of a sound, but if you put it in the middle, even if you only have one tone pot, listen to this. Barely can tell the difference. Pull both. It sounds like you're using this only. That's because you're running 2 single coils. And then, of course, on the bottom only with the tone pot, and then without it. Not really a difference. Of course, top without the tone. Yes, I just did a pinched harmonic with the top. Then here. And of course the bottom. Yeah. Bottom string. You didn't know? You didn't know you could do a pinched harmonic on the bottom string. Second string. Third string. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Ah, darn sour notes. Let's see, what else can I do? Yeah, you guys remember the snare drum thing I did with the Runaways? That's the exact song I was doing. Although I don't know how to play the ending on this, but I do know how to play the regular stuff. Now, of course, tuned in E standard, and I'm not gonna drop it. But so I've already done Guns N' Roses. I did one song by Guns N' Roses because that's the only one I know. I did 2 Black Sabbath songs, 2 Runaway songs. What's another band I know? I know Motley Crue. I know quite a few songs by Motley Crue. I'm gonna do this in E standard though. 4. That's the only part I know of that dang song. That kind of sucks. Alright, I'm gonna just come up with my own randomness. You know what? Sorry, Mom. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna play that. I never really liked Nirvana that much. And that's a forbidden riff anyways. For a good reason. See? Came up with my own stuff right there. Now then, alright, you know what? Since I actually have this, someone on YouTube actually came up with this, and he called it the "Yeah, I Play Guitar" riff. And basically it goes let's see, instead of me doing it that way, like here's how it actually goes. Here, I'm gonna get closer so you can actually see this. Let's see, it goes at the end. What I usually do is I'm gonna do the whole thing. Like that. Just like that. I usually do that. Just because it looks cooler. And then, of course, if you want to, you can add a touch of a bench harmonic to it. But I decided not to, even though I just tried to, but still. Still looks cool whenever you do the little left-handed part. Basically what I'm doing is because basically all your... Jeez, I said basically twice in the same sentence. Really all I'm trying to do is because all you're basically doing is you're playing a power chord, E, G, A, C, D, slide, 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 slide. Now what the person who actually taught it on YouTube did is he went pick, pull off, pick, pick, pick. Me, on the other hand, I hammer on and pull off. And then I go, hold on, I do hammer on, pull off, hammer on, pull off, then pick. Pick, hammer on, pull off, hammer on, pull off, pick. Now let's get that all together. That's pretty much what I do. But here's how the person on you that actually taught it does it. Darn it. I got stuck in that hammer on part. boring to me. I mean, sure, it looks cool to someone who doesn't play guitar, but I mean, it's boring to someone who does. Like, it's boring to the person who's actually doing it. So they want to be, maybe we want to have a little bit more fun. So, just to have a little bit more fun playing it, you know? Just to have a little bit more fun while playing it. That's all it is. So, guys, I'm gonna take this off. Set this over there in the case. I'm gonna show you guys the strap that my papa got here. See the blue cross there. Ernie ball strap locks right there. This thing is just absolutely beautiful. And just fold it. This is how my papa does it, at least. And then he just sets it over there in the case, right where this part would be laying. This actually, it's cushioned by it pretty much. Now, of course, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna switch it to the clean channel for a sec. Let you guys hear it. I'm gonna play the song that was originally written on, or composed on it, because I didn't actually write it. I composed it on this. If you're wondering why I switched it to the Les Paul Jr., it's because basically this is actually the way I wanted it to sound. Only thing is, I couldn't play it on the T60 easily, on my PV-T60 easily, because the T60 is notorious for the extremely thin neck and the strings being like way low on the fretboard. So it was harder for me to get the fingers to do it, to cooperate pretty much. See, I can actually do this right here easily. Or even the that I needed my Les Paul Jr. because it had that really thick neck just like this does. Now, you know what I just remembered and just realized? You know something about this that's unlike any other Les Paul, including my Epic? This. If you notice what's missing, you know what, I'll just tell you. Actually, you know what, before I tell you, pause this and try and guess real quick in the comment section. I'll give you a bit. If you guess correctly, it's the binding. That's what's missing. The binding right here around the top. single pickup. Now it's a Les Paul Jr. Top, single, middle. I love this thing. I love this guitar. So yeah. I love this thing. So if you ever go to you know what, I'm gonna tell you exactly where to get a guitar exactly like this one, or newer if you guys want one newer. musiciansfriend.com. That's exactly where you go to get one of these. Exactly like this. It's called musiciansfriend.com. Not sponsored, by the way. Not sponsored. I'm just telling you, if I didn't like the product, I wouldn't talk about it. That's pretty much Scotty Kilmer, the guy that works on cars, you know. He talks about products all the time. He's not sponsored. But, I mean, heck. He talks about products all the time. And it's because he wants to give people his honest opinion on it. If I didn't like a product, I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't give I wouldn't have made this video on it if I didn't like it. This is actually one of the few reasons I actually wanted to borrow it, is to review this. It's a Gibson Les Paul Studio. It's a 2018 model. My papa bought this brand new in 2019. This thing was still on the shelf at 1 year. 1 year. That's crazy, ain't it? Or actually, it probably wasn't even 1 year. This is probably... I know this is actually part of the 2018 lineup. This is probably one of the last few guitars that actually left... I'm going to use a car term here, but it's probably used for guitars too, that left the same assembly plant. Or same assembly line, rather. It's probably one of the last few guitars. You actually see my phone reflecting in the paint. That's how clean this guitar is. You actually see my phone reflecting in the paint. And you can actually see my TV right there reflecting. That's how clean this thing is. Watch. No finish checks. No dings. A little bit of dust here and there. Some fingerprints. Mine. But see, no finish checks. This thing has been properly taken care of. That's what I like in an instrument, especially if I borrow it. If I borrow someone else's instrument, I like the fact that it's been properly taken care of. No finish checking, none of that. And Gibsons are very notorious for actually breaking right up here if you ship them. That's why I say Musician's Friend is the way to go, not Reverb where you're buying it from another person. If Musician's Friend's got used ones or brand new ones, go to Musician's Friend. They know how to package a guitar. No joke. They know how to package a guitar. Because like I said, whenever you ship a Gibson, it is notorious, whether it's in a hard shell case or not, it is notorious for breaking, cracking right here. Matter of fact, if you guys watch Trogley's Guitar Show, which I know some of you probably do, he actually ended up getting an SG that a guy bought from someone else, and it was shipped to him, and that headstock broke off. Guess what he did? he put the headstock on the SG back on down here. Right here. That guy must have knew what he was doing. Because instead of a bridge, he used the dang... He used the headstock down here and just put a locking nut up here to act as his bridge. Right up here to act as his bridge. Which, I mean, that's a pretty good idea, but if my guitar ended up snapping in shipping, I'd send the sucker back and get a refund. Honestly, because I don't want a I don't mean to sound kind of like rude or anything, but I mean, if I ended up getting something and the headstock had snapped off of it and it was not fixable really, or say the neck broke in half, I'd send it back and get a refund or trade it for another guitar and be like, hey, can you probably package it just a little bit better, just so that way, you know, it's actually safe and it can actually not break. Because 9 out of 10 times, the reason why a guitar, or anything really, will break during shipping is because it wasn't packed right. Here's basically some proper packing, alright? Bubble wrap, packing peanuts. Styrofoam packing peanuts. Think about that. So, you take bubble wrap, layer the box to where the case will be able to fit still, but have extremely good cushioning. You take the guitar, and here's what you want to do with the guitar itself. You want to wrap the guitar in bubble wrap. Real thin layer of bubble wrap, but enough to cushion it in case something was to happen. And then you want to put it in the case. Alright? Then you want to wrap the case. Maybe not in bubble wrap, but at least something like saran wrap. I mean, that'll work. This is my papa's pick, the one he usually uses. It's a little gray nylon little thing right here. The reason I prefer using the blue grippy picks really is because I have a habit of dropping my picks and they just disappear. Like, I can land it right here in the middle of the floor where I'd be able to see it and it's just gone. But back to what I was saying, basically you want to wrap the whole case. Saran wrap, whatever. Wrap the case, put it in the box. Pile styrofoam packing peanuts around the sides of the case, on top, everywhere. Put some in the bottom before you even put the case in. But you want a ton of cushion to keep these things from breaking, because Gibsons are notorious for breaking. Gibsons are extremely fragile. And that is why you have to be extremely careful with them. Anywho, that is all I got for this video, guys. I hope y'all liked it. It's a pretty long video. The longest video I've made in a while, probably. The longest vlog video. But this time, it's of a guitar. An awesome guitar at that fact. Like, no joke. These things are hard to come by. A very good guitar is hard to come by these days. That's because everybody's buying them. If you want a good guitar, and you want, well, I won't say a cheap one because this thing's like $1,200 bucks. So yeah, I gotta be careful. Basically, if you want a really good guitar for cheap, a Gibson Les Paul Studio is actually cheaper than a standard. I'll tell you that right now. Basically, for $1,200, you can get a Les Paul Studio for probably $2,100, $2,300, somewhere around there, $2,500 even. You can get a good standard. yeah. Now, the only one thing I'm wanting to get one day is a Tony Iommi SG. The only issue is I can't play this way. So, anywho, like I said, that's all I got for this video. And, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, guys. And, please don't pay any attention to the mountain of Dr. Pepper cans behind me. I'm collecting, trying to make more money so I can get me one of my own. Peace, guys.